In the next scene, we are shown that Ani Chilon somehow searches for Ming and reaches the same area. Meanwhile, Yuji had gone out for some work. She secretly listens to their conversation. Auntie was telling him that you used to live such a luxurious life. Now look where you have ended up. Who influenced you this much? And of course, who else could have influenced him other than Yuji? Here he says that I personally have no problem at all. I can live in any situation. But still I worry about Yuji. I do not want to stay with her in these kinds of conditions anymore. So can you somehow get my bank cards reactivated which have been suspended? Well, and just then Yuji also arrives there. Auntie looks at both of them and says that Ming turned out to be tougher than I even thought. Just seeing this has given me satisfaction that Ming is doing fine. And then she leaves from there. Well, by now Ming was also learning cooking for Yuji. And then one day he makes some dishes for her. In the next scene, he had gone out to get something when Yuji receives a call from behind. And it was from Ming's dad. His dad started saying that I have investigated everything about Guyan and all his secrets are now known to me. You are Guyan's biological daughter. Do you know that when your dad opened the factory, who put low-grade material in his construction factory? Behind that too it was Guyan's hand. And just hearing this, Yuji starts getting memories of her childhood. Her dad had fallen into so much debt that the people he owed money to were taking away the household items. And dad used to often fight with Guyan that all this happened because of your wrong decisions. Well, Yuji gets very angry, but still she keeps herself calm because this time she was not going to risk anything when it came to Ming. She tells him that I will bring you evidence against Guyan. I have done a complete investigation on him. And my only condition is that you will send Ming back. But Yuji says that no deal is acceptable to me. After that, Ming comes back. Both of them eat together, but Yuji does not tell him anything. Ming was saying that if we have to prepare for our test here then we will have to get some files from school for our admission. But just hearing this Yuji gets scared and says even if it is just for a day or two, I do not want to go back to Pingjan. Ming tells her that our career is at stake. How will the admission happen? We will have to go. We will go for 2 days and come back quickly. But before leaving they had a very big wish, especially Yuji, that she wanted to see snowfall. Now here Ming takes her to a high point with him. There was a bridge made of glass there. Ming was scared of heights. He was getting scared, but still he was with Yuji. When Yuji sees him scared she says hold my hand and just close your eyes. And along with this she keeps walking him along with her. She assures him that I am with you and yes, you are not scared of heights, but of falling. Finally, when they reach quite far ahead there comes a point here where Ming opens his eyes and gets very scared. But here Yuji reassures him. She becomes his support and tells him to look at the view ahead. Just look forward, how beautiful the future is. And indeed the view there was very beautiful. And standing there Ming kisses her. And just as he kisses her, right then snowfall begins there. Yuji's biggest dream had come true. Now both of them become very happy. They promise each other that we will face every moment together. Good or bad, we will spend it all together. It was as if they had only one goal in life, that whatever has to be done, we have to do it together. And after this both of them stand at the train station and make a wish together. And Ming and Yuji, they both had only one wish, and it was that we wish we could always stay together. And then after that they travel all that way and come back to their city. They go to their school. They collect those files. The teachers there were giving them best wishes that you both retake the exam. And especially Yuji's admission will get into a very good university. But at the same time Ming also seemed very changed. The teacher tells him that even if it is in Yuji's company, I hope that you will now perform well. Well, by now Dad had left his informers everywhere. He gets information through the school that Ming had come here. He tells his men that do not let Ming leave from here. And along with this, Guyan had been sent on a foreign trip right after the wedding. She had gone for her honeymoon alone, and now it was time for her to come back. But Mr. Liu says that now I do not even want to see her face. Because of the drama that happened at the wedding my head has been bowed in shame, and till today, I could not explain to my business partners. I just do not want to see Guyan anymore. I have already dumped her. Well, Ming was going to his mom's house. But the driver spots him and forcefully blackmails him in Yuji's name and makes him sit with him. On the other hand, both of them show us the condition of Liu. He had become completely disgraced in the whole area of thugs. No one wanted to keep him with them. Whoever he asked for work from would just hand him 100 or 200 and send him away. Guyan comes back. She wanted to meet Mr. Liu, but he refuses to meet her. Not just that, he tells his assistant to throw out her luggage too. She was very humiliated and thrown out from there. She had been dumped. Now when Ming meets his dad, he was sitting at the table with a share transfer agreement placed in front and tells him, just transfer your share of shares in my name. After that I will also activate your cards. If you want to study fine arts, I will let you study that too. Dad was only concerned about his shares at any cost, and Ming had already figured this out. He starts saying that you treated my mom the same way too, didn't you? You only cared about business deals, money, shares, and power. Not about my mom's feelings. I can never forgive you. Dad threatens him again as he is leaving, but Ming leaves saying, do not force me to take this whole issue to Grandpa. Now as he steps outside, Guyan comes and starts telling him that, do you know how much Yuji has fooled you? She was being used by me and she was making a fool out of you. Ming does not listen to a single word of hers and says whatever Yuji did, she did it out of compulsion. I have complete trust in her. And whatever has happened to you at this moment, this was bound to happen one day. I was fully sure of it. Well, now Ming arrives at Yuji's house and starts telling her that tonight itself we leave from here. But Yuji says that there are still many matters to handle and packing also has to be done. And along with this, she had understood that he was scared because of his dad. She starts saying that your dad had contacted me too, but I did not accept his deal. I did not tell you because you would have gotten worried. And then Yuji says that I also want to leave from here as soon as possible. But the night ticket was not available. A ticket for early tomorrow morning was found and we will leave from here. Well, next day Jiang had been called again by his dad, and this time he was also getting a customized dress made for him after taking his measurements. He says that whenever you have to go to meetings or dinners, wear this suit from now on. When he was trying on his dress, Grandpa comes to meet Dad. I have heard that you took Jiang to a business dinner. Do not forget that all of this belongs only and only to Ming, and he is an illegitimate child, and he will remain that. Just over this matter there is a big fight between Dad and Grandpa. He says that at least do not say such things about my son. He is my blood and yours too. But Grandpa only loved Ming. Jiang also hears all of this. Dad goes inside and tells him, well, you must have heard everything. Now this is the time that you should not look down upon yourself, but prove your strength. You are my blood and you can achieve all of this by fighting Ming. Just follow my advice and do whatever I say. Now Jiang was already very upset. After that, as he goes home, he finds out that Yuji had come today. He meets her again on the rooftop. He asks her that you and Ming are doing fine, right? She says yes, we are fine and we are going back tomorrow. This time he holds her hand and says, I never told you, but I have liked you from the very start. Why only Ming? Can you not have feelings for me? Can you not stay here with me? She was shocked seeing this side of him. She starts telling him, has something gone wrong with you? And then she makes it clear to him that I have always seen you only as a friend. Now Zhang's mood gets even worse. As he goes home, his mom had also thrown away the bags he had kept. Seeing this, he shouts even more and says, all of this is because of you. Everyone looks down on me. Why is Ming above and why am I below? Why am I an illegitimate? His mom was already very sad. She also gets angry. She slaps him once or twice and says that whatever you are my only support. Do not humiliate yourself like this. Now he got upset and left the house and was sitting somewhere drinking. Here Lu also arrives. He had become empty-handed. No one gave him any work either, and he was just drinking to let out his anger. Meanwhile, he finds out that Jiang is sitting next to him, who is Yuji's friend. He taunts him and says that girl Yuji, look, she has run away with Ming, leaving you behind. She will never come back. Jiang was also drunk. He blurts out that she has not run away. She has already come back. Just hearing this was enough for Lu, and this was exactly what he was interested in. He had been waiting for so long to take revenge on Yuji. So now what he does is that next morning, when Yuji was ready with her luggage to leave from there, he takes a van and kidnaps her. She was in a deserted, ruined building, and here Lu was standing with his goons. He takes her phone and calls Ming. Lu tells him that your dear little liar is sitting with me. If you want to save her, then come alone. Yuji was not even opening her mouth. He slaps her 2 or 3 times, and the poor girl's voice comes out. And hearing her voice so full of pain, Ming is torn apart. She screams a lot that Ming do not come here. But where was he going to stop? He reaches there. Now what Lu does is that he grabs Yuji, and by putting her life at stake, he was blackmailing Ming. Ming's hands and feet were tied. He was forced to say that do whatever you want but do not touch Yuji. Now Lu takes a lot of advantage and blackmails him on this very condition. He says kneel down in front of me. He kneels down. He even takes his photo. He makes a lot of fun of him. He says seeing you bowed down and fallen, my heart is very satisfied. When he was busy doing all of this, at that same time Yuji had been trying with all her effort to free her hands, and finally she succeeds in this too. Now she finds a brick lying nearby, and with this she attacks Lu. Along with this, as soon as Ming also sees Yuji safe, he also fights. And right in the middle of this fight, Lu was about to attack Yuji once when Ming comes in the way, and he himself got injured. The attack happened near his heart. He bleeds very heavily. Lu gets scared seeing all of this, and he just runs away from there. But all this time, even after being injured himself, Ming was protecting Yuji and telling her do not be scared, nothing will happen. And just after that the scene shifts. Ming was admitted in the hospital. His condition seemed quite critical. The whole family also reaches there, and especially Ming's dad takes out all his anger on Yuji and tells her this is the day you wanted to see, right? This is the condition you wanted to bring my son to. Already Yuji was so scared and so sad, and on top of that she also has to bear the taunts. She was very sensitive. She could not bear all of this. Just then Grandpa calls her to him. Grandpa says that I am not asking you for any deal. I want to make only one request to you. Your world and our world are different. Every time Ming stays with you, he will keep falling into troubles like this. If you truly love him, then let him live a luxurious life, the way he used to live before. Do not put him in danger. Leave him and go away from here. Only by your leaving can he remain safe. You have seen how you have put his life at stake. Hearing this, Yuji becomes very sad. This time it was no deal but an old grandpa who was making a request to her. She bows down before him. She says sorry to him. She says just let me see once that Ming has survived and is safe. Then I will leave from here. Ming's surgery was successful, and they had shifted him to the ward too. Soon he would also gain consciousness. Yuji feels a little relieved, and then she goes home and brings his favorite chicken soup, getting it ready. When Grandpa and Auntie leave, only the caretaker Auntie was left there. Through this caretaker, Yuji indirectly used to take a lot of care of Ming. She used to deliver his food on time, his drips, his medicines, the timing of everything. She remembered all of it very well. And then finally that time comes when Ani tells her that I am going outside for a little while. You look after Ming. And now that was the chance when she got time to look after Ming. She goes and sits beside him and talks to him about what's in her heart. She was feeling guilty, repeatedly apologizing that because of me you got stuck in trouble. Grandpa was completely right. And then, sitting with him, talking to him, crying and crying, she falls asleep. Next morning, when her eyes open, actually it was Ming's hands that were moving through her hair very lovingly. He had come into consciousness and was very happy that Yuji is with him. Yuji wanted to call the doctor, but he stops her from doing anything at all. He says just don't go away from me. He was very hungry. The soup she had brought, prepared for him, she starts feeding it to him. And Ming's only wish was that now that I have come into consciousness, Yuji should not go far from me. And just at the same time, suddenly Grandpa and Auntie come from upstairs. As soon as she sees them, she wanted to leave from there. But Ming holds her hand right in front of Grandpa and says, I have one request. Please, for as many days as I am in the hospital, Yuji will take care of me. Now, of course, Grandpa couldn't refuse his sick grandson's request, but later, alone, he starts telling Yuji, you didn't keep your promise. You had said that you would leave. She says sorry to Grandpa again and says, what can I do, Grandpa? Until Ming is completely fine, please allow me to take care of him. I will keep my promise. Just trust me and see. Well, After that, she used to come to the hospital every day preparing food for him. Grandpa too used to send food for him from home, but Ming always used to wait for Yuji's food. At that time, she used to prepare healthy food for him, and he always used to act so fussy that he would say, "I will eat only from your hand." Just like this, some days passed by. Once his dressing was being changed, and his wound had become much better. Here, when his shirt buttons needed to be closed, Auntie, seeing the two of them together, gets shy and steps outside on the excuse of taking a call. Well, Ming also found the scene awkward, but inside his heart he was feeling happy. Ming had no idea what was about to happen next, but Yuji had made up her mind about one thing, and that was that the promise she had made to Grandpa, she would keep it, and she would never again put Ming into trouble because of her. He has a smooth life. She will not make him a companion on these difficult paths along with her. And then one day the doctor checks his wound and says that this wound is healing completely fine, and he will be discharged within a day or two. Hearing this, instead of becoming happy, Yuji becomes worried. As soon as he gets discharged, of course, the two of them's paths will separate. She tells the doctor that it's not right for him to be discharged right now, and Ming was surprised. "Why aren't you happy about my discharge?" At that moment, she changes the topic, and today she had brought his favorite noodles, prepared for him. Now all his diet restrictions had ended. He could eat food of his own choice. Ming was taking everything quite normally. He starts telling her, "Watch, I will get discharged from here. I'll stay home for a few days, and then I'll convince Grandpa. Then we both will go right there, where we had decided to live." Yuji keeps saying yes in front of him, but in her heart she knew that these were going to be just our last few meetings now. Now one day, she completes all her preparations to leave the city. She had worn that arrow necklace, the one Ming had gifted her, but then she takes off that arrow necklace, because today was the very day that Ming was to be discharged from the hospital. He calls her and tells her, "You must come to pick me up," and she says yes. Now she does this, that she packs all her necessary belongings, and after that, before leaving, she hides and keeps that amulet inside Ming's pillow, the one Grandma had brought before she died, and on it there were best wishes for Yuji and for Ming. She wanted that he should always stay under the protection of these very wishes. Now after that, she goes to the hospital. Before getting discharged, she trims Ming's hair a little, and Ming was enjoying this whole scene a lot, but Yuji was looking very sad. She tells him, "Why don't we, before going home, walk around for a while in the open air?" And she brings him downstairs with her. Here, outside the hospital, there was a very beautiful view, and nature was looking so beautiful that the mood of both of them had also refreshed. Yuji says, "Why don't we play hide and seek here?" While saying this, her tears were coming. To hide them, she hugs him from the backside. Ming tells her, "You're talking like a child." Along with this, Yuji tells him, "My only wish will always be that you live a good and wonderful life. Always stay protected and successful." Ming feels like, "I've gotten a new life. I have healed after being wounded." That's why she's saying such emotional things. And then after that, she goes to hide. She had already decided the place beforehand. Ming starts counting, and then after that, Yuji calls out to him, "Don't come looking for me, because I am leaving you. From the very beginning until now, I kept a relationship with you only because I had a motive with you. I never loved you at all. I was only with you to get money out of Guyane. And after that whole journey we took to see the snowfall, that too was just me being selfish. Otherwise, I never had feelings for you. And now the two of us are breaking up." Saying this, she leaves from there. Ming shouts a lot. He says, "Come in front of me and talk." But just like that, playing hide and seek, she disappears from his life forever. Ming searches for her, and tired of searching, he lies down right there, and evening falls. Now a month passes, and there's no trace of Yuji at all. Ming stays upset. He goes out. He starts drinking a bit too much. Fan tries to make him understand, but he wouldn't listen to anyone. Meanwhile, there was a girl at the bar named Lena. She had had a crush on Ming for quite a long time, but Ming was such that he never noticed anyone except his Yuji. This girl sings a song for him here today, and in front of everyone she asks him, "Should the two of us date?" At that very moment, Ming had no interest at all in her song or her proposal. He had gotten a message from Yuji, and she was sending him 20,000 on WeChat. She says, "You had given me a 50,000 loan. Right now, this is all I have. I'll return the rest soon too." Seeing this, he feels so unfamiliar inside that he immediately accepts that money, and along with it, the girl's proposal too. Well, now in this same way, summer was passing by, and autumn had also started in this part. Yuji was working very hard. After a few months, she had to retake the university entrance exam, while Ming was with that new girl Lena. But neither could he keep her happy. nor was that girl happy with him. He couldn't remember anyone except Yuji. He just couldn't stay with anyone. That's why after just a few days he breaks up with her. And this breakup too was such that there wasn't even any real relationship that had formed between them ever. Now one night, when he was sleeping in his bed, he sees that very same amulet hidden inside his pillow, where there were good wishes for him. Seeing this, tears come into his eyes. He kept calling Yuji again and again, and she was doing late-night studies. When she keeps seeing his calls again and again, rejecting them and rejecting them, finally she picks up his call. As soon as the call connects, he starts reading out the wish written on the amulet and says, "What is all this? Tell me, Yuji, that you lied. Say once that you love me. I will forgive you." Yuji keeps crying, and then becoming completely bold, she says, "I never loved you at all. Why don't you understand this? Let me move on in life." Ming's heart was broken so badly that this time he tells her, "Never show me your face again. If you do show your face, I will make you cry so much. I will make you cry so much that you will beg me." And right along with this, we are also shown that Jong's connection with his mother had completely ended. He didn't even go home for holidays anymore. He used to refuse them. And along with this, New Year arrives too. While New Year celebrations were going on, Ming remembers Yuji a lot. They had thought they would celebrate New Year together. So in his dreams alone, Yuji comes to him, and in his dreams and imagination he was dancing with her, and Fan and Jiang also make a video of this very thing. They feel a lot of pity that our friend's heart is so broken, and just imagining Yuji, he laughs a lot. And then later he cries just as much. Well, now the new year had started, and a new beginning of life too. Yuji had also received an acceptance letter from a top university. Now she would get her degree from watching university. This was her achievement, which kept her completely happy that she could fulfill grandma's dream. Now she truly wanted to move forward in life. She wanted to achieve something on her own strength. And then, along with this, 10 years pass by. It shows the year 2026 that Yuji has now become a career-oriented woman. Her company's name was Boxing Construction, and today they were going for a bid. But Yuji gets late, so her manager becomes very worried. How did she get late on a day like today? She's not even picking up calls. But she hadn't come for the bidding. Rather, she was trying very hard through the back door to win that bid. She goes to the senior of that company. She shows him such evidence that, because of it, he will reject the opposing company. And then finally, at that very moment, she enters with that senior boss just when the other company was about to win the bid, and at the very last moment the results change, and finally Boxing Constructions is declared the winner of that bid. Now that same manager who, a little while ago, was angry at her, now tells her, "How brilliant you are. I hadn't even thought of it this way." She says that these juniors here, this issue didn't matter to them at all. But the seniors, they were about to retire, and that's why I approached them. And finally, somehow or other, she had won the bid, and after that she takes a day off tomorrow and leaves from there. She says that tomorrow I have to go to the airport to pick up an important person. And then we are shown that Yuji was at the airport. She was talking to someone about what we'll have for dinner today. "After so many days I am going to see you." And Ming was also at that same airport, and he too was saying similar kinds of things. It seems as if they are talking about meeting each other. But just then we are shown that Ming moves ahead, and Yuji goes off somewhere else. Yuji had come to pick up Jiang, who had returned from abroad, while Ming, he too, after living in Europe for many years, was now coming back to China. He had now become an artist, whom people also called the Picasso of China, and along with this, Fan had become his manager, and these days a lot of foreigners were also approaching him for their projects and art galleries. He truly was an idol of the artist's world. Jiang takes Yuji with him to a very nice place for dinner. These days, he had become very successful in his career. He had spent a long time abroad, and now he had received an offer letter from a very big company here. So he had decided to settle in his hometown itself. He says that when I was young in high school, I had a dream that when I become successful, I will take you to a place like this for dinner. Look, that dream has come true. After that, when these two used to be in school, Jiang always used to come first and Yuji second, and now things were still the same. Yuji always considered Jiang her ideal in her career, and the two of them decide together that next day they will also go to visit their high school because their class teacher had passed away. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Ming had shifted into his house, and he had also brought a lot of exhibition stuff with him. In the next scene, he goes inside, and after so many years, when he looks at his fish tank, it was empty. He wanted to fight with Fan over this. But Fan says, "I did not give you this sad news, but you know what? fish live much less than humans. And just by seeing that empty aquarium and coming back to this city, Ming started remembering Yuji all over again. Next day, he had also gone out on a drive to do some preparation for the exhibition. But meanwhile, they show us that on the way he sees his high school and he feels like going inside and taking a look. And at that very same time, Jiang and Yuji had also arrived inside. First, they look at their classroom. Just by seeing it, so many memories of their high school come back to them. The furniture and setting had changed, but everything else was still the same. And here they also miss their class teacher a lot. But if Yuji was missing anything the most, she sits on that same seat and thinks about how Ming always used to pass by her and do some prank. And this is the same scene that was shown to us in the beginning. Yuji thinks that I have hurt him so much. Will he ever be able to forgive me? In the next scene, at this very same time, they show us that Ming was also walking around in that same school. But Yuji had no idea. The two of them go and visit different places, and wherever they reached, they could only think of each other. At one point, they were both standing on opposite sides of a wall. Standing on top, Ming remembers Yuji and makes a wish in her same style, and those leaves fall on Yuji too. But she had no idea that Ming was so close to her. After that, the two of them go and also visit that point where the old desks were kept, and their first meeting had also happened right here. They both used to study together here too. But when Yuji arrives, she is surprised to see that someone is coming from behind the desk. For a moment, her heart skips a beat. She feels it might be Ming, but it was Jiang who came out. He says, "Was there a place like this here too? I never even discovered it." Actually, this was a secret point of Yuji and Ming. On the other hand, the scene shifts and they show us that auntie and dad were exactly the same as before. These days, they always had some competition going on between them about the company. Neither of them had won nor lost. The tug of war over their power was going on as always, and now there was also a very big resort project over which a fight breaks out between the two of them. Everyone was trying to keep more power with themselves. Meanwhile, Ming was unaware of all these things and had come back after spending so many years abroad. He had become an artist and Grandpa missed him a lot. Grandpa was saying that, "Look, you studied finance. You even did your master's, but you are not handling the company." So Ming also tells Grandpa that, "Look, you're saying I took a degree in finance, but what can I do? My heart is not in business. I was born in this world only to become an artist. And you yourself told me that I can study whatever I feel like. And now in this old age, do not go back on your own word." And Ming was Grandpa's most favorite. That is why he always used to escape from his dad too. On the other hand, they show us that at the company where Yuji was working, her position was quite strong. But her manager there was so clever that he always used to take credit for her work himself. Over this, her colleague also tells her that, "Why don't you try to build your own number? Your promotion should have happened by now." But Yuji says that whatever is happening, I am happy with just that. I get a bonus too. I get a lot of money in overtime too. I am just living a settled life. On the other side, today auntie calls Ming and tells him that you came back. You didn't even tell me. Ming knew that these days there was a very tense situation going on in the company. He thought that auntie would be busy, but she says, "I always have time for you. Why don't we meet tomorrow?" But Ming had also become very smart. He says, "We can meet 100 times, but do not talk to me about anything related to company shares and business." Auntie also starts telling him that you are not the same as you were 10 years ago. You have become very clever. And just then, at night time, Fan comes to Ming's house, and he also brings his stuff with him. Ming wanted to grab him and throw him out that you have come to trouble me. You will make me work more. But he says, "I have not come as a manager, but as a friend, because my wife has thrown me out of the house." Actually, Ning and Fan had gotten married, and after marriage, the situation had not been good. Their understanding between each other had also decreased, and Ning used to demand a lot of time from Fan. But he could not understand things the way she wanted, and over this very reason both of them were sitting with their own friends and crying. Ning felt that Fan had become very practical. He does not take care of me properly now. And over this very reason, by collecting small misunderstandings, they had made a mountain out of it. The two of them had taken a new house together, and they were not getting time to decorate it. And in the end, in anger, Ning had decided to sell that house. And along with this, she was liquidating all her assets, and the two of them were getting a divorce. But Fan was not accepting it at all. He was shocked. He could not understand what such a big thing had happened that she had become so upset with him. Now he was drinking. So in the meantime, Ming says that you sit here. I am taking my dog out for a walk. This was the same dog that at one time Ming and Yuji had adopted together. Ming had kept him with himself even today. At that very same time, Yuji had also come out of the house to get some stuff for Ning, and just by walking, they had both come very close to each other. Here Ming sees an old gaming machine, and he remembers that same time that through this he had won and bought a prize for Yuji. Next, the dog was standing outside a shop. Yuji passes by. She sees the dog. She likes him a lot. She was taking photos with him, and tells him that I also used to have a dog. I don't know, maybe he would be your age now. And just with this, Ming was standing right behind. He hears all of this. First, he becomes sad, and then after that he starts saying that this dog was given to me by someone 10 years ago. That time when I loved her very much, and she was a girl to whom I had even said that you have hurt me so much that do not come in front of me from now on. What do you think? Will she have the courage to come in front of me? Hearing his voice and these words, tears come into Yuji's eyes, but she wipes the tears from her eyes. With a smile, she turns her face back and tells him it has been a long time since we met. And whatever you are saying, I have forgotten all that many years ago. It would be better if you forget it too. Saying this, she walks ahead very casually, as if she does not care at all. She had shown this attitude so that Ming would move on, but instead of moving on, it leaves a very deep wound on his heart. He goes home. In anger, he breaks and smashes a lot of things and sat the whole night painting. Yuji also could not sleep. Even after 10 years passing, both of them had never been able to move on. Next morning, when Fan wakes up, he comes to Ming and asks him, what is all this? When I was drunk, did an earthquake come? But Ming asks him, you never told me that Yuji has come back to this city. Now Fan tells him that she came back many years ago, right after graduation. But I never mentioned her to you because you used to live abroad, and I thought if I talk about her you will get upset. After that, Auntie comes home. Ming had also learned how to cook, and today he had cooked sticks for Auntie with his own hand. The two of them eat together, and he tells Auntie, why did you lie to me? I had asked you once about Yuji. She had come back to this city right after graduation. You did not tell me. But Auntie says I wanted you to stay relaxed and focus on your career. If I had told you the truth, could you have focused? You were never able to move on. But remember that she is not the same high school Yuji from 10 years ago. After that, she starts talking about some matters of her company. She tells him about the resort project and says that I have a competition going on with your dad. Look at this file. I achieved this with great difficulty. This is from our competing boxing company. Their proposal was very strong. Ming did not care about these things at all. He says, Auntie, why are you showing me this? But Auntie says, go a little further and you will get interested. He goes further and looks and finds out that the one who is handling this project from their company, her name is Yuji. Seeing this, he is shocked.